Man, that game, holy shit. uh
Finally, what a
it
weight off our chest.
a lot of the tropes going into that game came to an end, and it was good to see. I think I saw something about Brock Purdy. Him and Joe Montana were the only two quarterbacks to start off undefeated against the Seahawks, or can't remember what it was, but it
Was it
was
like
though
against a division rival or something? Or
something like that, or no, because Joe Montana was in the NFC and we were in the AFC at the time. Anyway, uh, either way, it was not good seeing Brock Purdy and Joe Montana's names together undefeated against us. I'm gonna look up that stat what I saw and sort of fact check myself on that. But yeah, and then obviously Geno never beating the Niners until today, and it was very fitting, I thought, uh, ending the game with that scramble that he had there at the end. That was a beautiful sight to see.
I think Geno Smith really needed that. This team has been a constant thorn in his side. We've gotten kind of close a couple times in the last 3 seasons now, but you never really felt like we were gonna beat the Niners. And even today, all the way up until the moment he runs in the end zone with 12 seconds remaining, I just was refusing to believe that it was going to happen because I've been hurt so many times. But man, what a moment for Geno Smith. I think that is at a minimum a top 3 Geno moment so far with this 3-ish year run he's been on with this team. And what a way to, you know, save your season, for lack of a better way to put it. You go on the road, you don't play a perfect game by any means. There's a lot of mistakes, still a lot of sloppiness out there. But to just with your back against the wall, drive down the field 70 yards and not in a situation where a field goal does anything for you. You have to score. You have one timeout left. And to just get the job done is so huge for this team. I think this could really change the whole season, honestly, because this was the thing that I just couldn't get past uh my doubts with for actually happening, beating the Niners on the road. And now that I've watched us do this, and especially in a game where we didn't play perfect, like I'm not going to go into any game the remainder of the season thinking, "Oh, we have no chance," you know?
Yeah, no. It's funny. Towards the end of the game, I don't know if you remember this, but Colby was like, "Do you guys still believe in Geno?" And I think he had just thrown a pick or something like that. And I was like, well." And honestly, I only didn't know because I haven't seen him do what he did. Like
Mhm.
when we got the ball and it was 17-13 and there was like 2 minutes left or whatever, I was like, I don't know if Geno is gonna do this, but if he can pull this off, like this is gonna change my outlook on him and what I think he's capable of of where he's capable of taking us.
Yeah, it's kind
Towards
of funny because I think when we took the field of that drive, I audibly said, like, come on, show us what you're made of, Geno, or something like that,
Mhm.
and he did. He was perfect on that drive, I believe. And this is in a day where our running backs are averaging, I mean, Charbonnet, love the guy, averaged less than 1 yard per carry. Walker couldn't get to 4 yards per carry. We're just, it's basically, if we're not moving the ball through Geno Smith, we're not moving the ball. Um, and I do think that this team, for whatever reason, does a lot better in the hurry up mode than when they're trying to be, more methodical.
Mhm.
But God, yeah, it's so unbelievable that we're sitting here after a couple really bad stretches where we have 3 losses in a row and 2 losses in a row right after that. And we are now a week away from a game that could put us back in the division lead and in the driver's seat of this thing. It's the NFC West is a very competitive but kind of middling division right now, and it's kind of a perfect opportunity to take the reins of this thing from here. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. We could easily be miserable a week from today, but couldn't be much happier with the team right now.
Yeah, it's crazy how much parity there is in the NFL right now. I mean, I know there's the top dogs in the Lions and pretty much the rest of the NFC North, barring or minus the Bears. Um, but yeah, it's just going to be a slugfest from here on out for the NFC West because we keep just beating each other up
Mm-hmm.
and like splitting series. And I know we haven't played Arizona yet, but I like our chances in the next game against LA because
Or
I feel
we're
or
playing
not,
the Cardinals next week.
yeah, I mean, I just mean the next time we play the Rams.
Oh, yeah. That's the season finale too. That could be for all the division marbles at that point, the way this is
Hmm.
shaping up. But you look at I don't want to spend too much of this looking ahead, but if you look at some of our division rival schedules coming up, the 49ers are looking at a situation where after this loss, they're playing the Packers on the road, always a really tough place to play. And the Packers, they've looked like a better team than the 49ers this year.
Hmm.
Then they play the Bills. Then they got the Bears at home. I mean, the Bears haven't looked great, but not an easy game by any means.
Right.
Rams, Dolphins look a little more live. Then they have the Lions, and then they play the Cardinals again. So
And the Cardinals kind of own the Niners for some weird reason.
it's so weird. It's like the NFC West is a constant like circle of
Circle of
teams.
life.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the Rams, I think they play someone. Yeah. So they play the Eagles, the Saints, who have looked better as of late, and then the Bills in their next three games. So really, I mean, again, I don't want to get too ahead of things here, but we are in a very good situation with this win looking forward. And now you just got to take advantage of it. But I guess let's get into the meat and potatoes of how this game went. And first and foremost, I know we had the game winning drive today, but the defense won this game for us. And they really should have won the last game for us too. They've put together back to back, I think, really good performances against teams that have had really good offenses and good quarterbacks. Not only is this the first time we beat Brock Purdy, but we made him look pretty bad this game. I mean,
Mhm. That was the
throwing the
first
ball.
time I've seen him look like bad against us. He always looks like a fucking golden child every time
I
he plays
know
us.
his scrambles were infuriating today. Like, I mean, I don't understand because he's not. It's not like he ran like a 4.5. Like
Hmm.
he's not faster than like a Mahomes, for example, but he's quick. He's really hard to get to the ground. But we held them to 159 yards today on almost 30 throws. Got an interception out of him, a big man interception at that, going to Jonathan Hankins, kind of getting up with all 300 whatever pounds of them to make that pick. So
Was that
that
the
was,
Witherspoon or was that a different one?
yeah, Witherspoon tipped that up and then Hankins came
That was
down
an
with it.
awesome play. It's good to finally see him cause turnovers because he was basically
Yeah.
the reason why that happened.
Yeah, exactly. He almost picked it himself, and he actually almost had another interception, I believe, in the fourth quarter of this game. So, really strong game from Witherspoon.
Hmm.
And Christian McCaffrey, 80 yards on 19 attempts for 4.2 yards a carry. I'll take that kind of any day of the week because we've seen that guy run for like 200 on us.
I know his stat line says basically 4 yards per carry, but if you watch the game, I thought we bottled him up really well for a McCaffrey Shanahan rushing attack. I thought we did pretty well against them. If you're not giving up 100 yards to the Niners, like you did pretty well at the office that
Yeah,
day, I think.
we held them to less than 300 total yards today, which is, I think, like the only time I've ever seen us do that since, like, I don't know, Shanahan's first or second year. Like, even when we've beaten the Niners in the
Hmm.
past, they've always moved the ball on us under that system. So just all around fantastic defensive performance. And honestly, if it wasn't for Jawan Jennings being like the most annoying receiver of all time today and not going down, like this could have been a comfortable two-score win because he really willed a couple of those drives to continue with just outstanding effort plays. I don't know how the 49ers keep finding these guys that just make amazing plays for them down the depth chart in the receivers and the running back rooms.
Yeah, I really want to give some love to Ernest because he was all over the
Yes.
place today, leading the team in tackles and assists. And It's just really making a difference out there. I mean, I kind of was a little hesitant on it when we got rid of Dotson, but I can kind of see why they did that now because
I
that
mean,
was a
look at
hell of a performance today.
what long run did you see given up today? I didn't really see any beyond like maybe like 1 10 yarder or something.
I was
And that's why we got rid of those guys. They weren't, doing their job at the second level.
right. Yeah, I was dreading a long McCaffrey run all day today. I was just like, please no. I was also playing him in fantasy, so well, even though I'm going to lose anyway, but it was still the stress levels were at an all-time high today.
Yeah. So I think Ernest Jones is looking like, for as much as I've kind of thrown some shade at John Snyder recently, fairly so for what the offensive line has turned out to be. This is looking like one of his signature good midseason trades. I'm not gonna say it's as good as like the Lynch trade, but it's that kind of caliber of move where our run defense has been noticeably better since Ernest has been on the field.
Mm-hmm.
And that could save this season because we were barreling towards disaster with Dodson and I can't even remember his name now.
Baker.
Baker, yeah, thank you. Um and Tyrese Knight, our I think 4th round draft pick rookie.
Mm-hmm.
I think he looks like he can play. He's fat. I mean, he's like athletic, high effort guy. I'm not noticing him making a whole lot of mistakes. So it looks like it's working. I mean, this is about as hard of a test as you get playing against Shanahan's Niners. So really, really encouraging from the defense. And maybe that 3-0 start wasn't such a mirage when we have a healthy front seven.
Yeah, for sure. On the other side of the ball, holy shit, dude, Jackson Smith and Jigba has really come into his own these past couple weeks because I was kind of like not sure if he was the guy that could take a game over. He's not very big.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but damn, he just finds a way to get open.
And he's got almost 300 yards in the last 2 games on 17 receptions. So he's really just emerging as the guy that we picked, 16th overall or whatever it is, or maybe it was 20th overall, I think
mhm,
actually. He's looking like that special guy that we saw from Ohio State. So, and people forget, like, he's really young still. He's only 22. He was 21 his rookie season. So that we're just getting started with where this guy is going to end up. And with Lockett seemingly kind of taking a step back this year, the speed is a noticeable drop off with Lockett. It's
mhm,
it's a really good development because if we can get JSN outside more and use Lockett in the slot, that's he can still kill people in short space like that. So
mhm.
really encouraging development. I forget how many times Geno went down today. I think there was a number of times that we got sacked. Let's see, 4. Yeah, so got taken down 4 times today, and I'm not going to say the line did a good job because I don't think anyone that watched the game that has eyes would say that, but they did enough to keep this thing close. And
Relative to how they've been week in and week out, I think they did a good job today.
yeah,
Eh,
we
Based
only
on
had
who we're playing, you know.
we only had 1 snap go over Geno's head, and there was only like 2 penalties from them. So,
And
for,
well, granted, the racist did leave the game late, but
which was kind of the difference in this. I don't know if we win if Bosa stays on the field.
but he had to leave the field, and now we're not even talking about Bosa.
And now Bosa might miss a couple games here, man, against these top tier opponents.
That's great.
Niners could be going bye bye. It could be time. That would be so
Uh,
great.
yeah,
Um,
sorry, go
as
ahead.
a whole, though, like I feel like besides JSN, I I don't really think we had a great day at the office on offense. DK was solid. Geno had a fantastic final drive, but I thought it was a really up and down first 3 quarters for him. There were some great throws, there were some great decisions and good mobility, but then the interception was just horrible. Like there's not another way to put it. Run into your left, throwing it across your body late over the middle to, I mean, it looked like JSN was kind of breaking open, but he threw it like 10 feet over his head. So I don't even know what happened there, but don't do it again.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to note was that play, as bad as it was, I thought honestly, one of the biggest moments of the game was our defense stopping them, to holding them to a field goal, because they only go up 10-6 at that moment.
Yeah, they kind of made that not matter at all, seemingly, because like the 49ers, if they score there and go up 14-6, you kind of just already think the game's over at that point, or that's how you'd be feeling. And that, with how this all played out, I mean, it kind of would have been over. It would have been 20-21 final score. Obviously, we wouldn't have kicked an extra point, but you know what I mean. That made all the difference in this game. So another shout out to that defensive performance we had today. Really hope we can keep that up, man, because I gotta think at some point in this season, the offense is going to stop shooting themselves in the foot. Not entirely, but at the rate they have been, which has been, I mean, think back to week 1 against the Broncos when we give up 2 safeties from just incompetence back there. Like, at some point, this has got to normalize, right? Like,
yeah, well, and I mean, Abraham Lucas was easing in to the offense today. Obviously, I don't know what his
rotating him.
I don't know what his snap count percentage was, but
yeah, I don't think they'll bring that out till tomorrow or Tuesday or something. But
yeah, regardless, it was good to see him out there, and I'm glad he didn't get hurt, because when you mentioned that he wasn't on the field, I was like, great. I knew that was just a flash in the pan. Like,
yeah, when I saw that,
basically,
when I saw that tweet, I was like, in that moment, I was like, should we just turn the game off? Like, if we just lost Lucas for the year again. But yeah, I'm just really glad that he's back, man, because I know he's still kind of working back into it, but it's big when he's out there. And if we can just have him back in the trajectory of being our right tackle of the future, that's so big for this team. Just having one less position you need to address.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, one last thing I wanted to give a shout out to was Jason Myers making 2 50-yard field goals today, including a 57-yarder, and his extra points. If he doesn't pull that off, we don't win this game. And he kind of kept us in this game in the first half with those kicks. So he's quietly having a really good season for us. But yeah, that's sort of all I had for this one. Just really hope we can keep this thing going against the Cardinals this week, and we'll have a preview for that in a couple of days here.
Yeah, they're what, 6-4?
Yeah.
So winner of this game is leading the division, if I'm correct.
Yeah, and I mean, from the Cardinals' perspective, if they win it, like, they're really going to be in the driver's seat for this thing, because they'll have like tiebreaker over the 49ers and us, and have like a 2-game lead. So
it's so nice having them not having a 2-0 tiebreaker over us finally.
Yeah,
like that. We haven't been in this situation in quite a few years. So
yeah, 2021 was the last time. So it's been a while for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, I guess we'll pick this back up on Wednesday or middle of the week at some point.
Yes. Yeah. Now, oh God, it's so nice to be excited about this team again. We're definitely more like Tom Brady and Tony Dungy than crying Nick Sirianni. So that's what we wanted in our preview. That's all we wanted.
I think we were playing hungry and humble.
No.
Wouldn't that be hilarious if we played them in the playoffs?
Hungry and humble. Yeah. It'd probably be a good game. That is the last team we've beaten in the playoffs. 2019.
I think we'll do it again. We kind of own the Eagles.
We really do. They've never beaten Russell Wilson, I'm pretty sure.
That's so humiliating to never be able to beat. I've been thinking about my identity.
And yeah, I guess we'll cover that in the round of the league, but
yeah.
he's still playing kind of spicy. Well, not really. He actually played bad, but they won. So
Yeah. Yeah. It was a vintage Steeler Raven ugly affair that no one wants to watch, but it's kind of entertaining because it's two crazy good defenses.
yeah, which is weird because the Ravens haven't even been a good defense this year, but they were today for whatever reason.
Yeah. All right.
But anywho,
Yep. We will catch you guys on the flippity flip. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you guys later.
yep. Thanks for watching.